What's up, YouTube? What's up? Yeah, coming at y'all showing you a little repair I'm making. My cab leveling valve had an air leak on it. This is it right here. Oh, I actually had it replaced about 6 months ago, but I think it was leaking like right here around this part. So this time it's leaking out the bottom. So that was the issue. I actually think the technician kept this part and took this part and put it on the old one. I think that's what happened. And just kept the new part right here, the main part, and just took this screw out. And I'm thinking that's what he did, because if this was a new part, I don't see why it should have been leaking out the bottom. So just to show you where it goes and how it's set up, because I've already taken it off. This little bracket right here, usually it sits about, let me see where the holes are. This little bracket sits about right there. It's bolted to that. These two spots right here, and the valve itself sits about right there on the bracket, about right here maybe, and you'll see it looks like this. And how it works is you have the air supply that's coming from this air line. Then you have this going for the suspension, the black line. And this little stick right here connects to this little ball. So it kind of goes on like this. All right. I just don't kind of holding it, I don't have it all the way on. Just showing an example. So you kind of press it on this little ball like this. And the top part of this right here goes to this little ball. All right. So what it does is this airbag and this airbag, this leveling valve, basically adjusts to where this little rod is even. So this little rod is supposed to sit even like that. That's how it levels. So if it's low, it's gonna put air in it to adjust it to where it's like that. That way your cab rides level, right? Now, what I used to take this off was basically a 10 millimeter. That's what size the screws fit. And I took off a total of 4 nuts and bolts. I had the 2 on the mount right here that goes on basically everything goes in this mount. The 2 that goes on the bottom of this mount right here, they're shorter. All right. Then you got 2 longer ones that actually goes through the valve and then to the mount. So they're about this long. I wish I had some more fasteners. I replaced these because you see it's all rusty and stuff. It's gonna probably sand it a little bit, try to clean it up some WD-40 on it. But yeah, so basically those the 2 long ones goes in here and there. All right, it's simple, straightforward. You don't really have to do no adjusting. Some they say you got to adjust like the rod length and all that, but the way these are made, they're the same length, so you're really just replacing it. Hold on. All right, now something I was confused on, these lines, I had a really hard time pulling them out. They literally would not pull out. So I basically just came up with the idea that you gotta cut them. Now, if I were you, I'd ask. I tried calling a couple shops, they were closed. They asked if you just cut these off or not, but I literally could not pull it out, and I don't see any mechanisms to loosen it or anything like that. This little fitting right here, it's on the new one. It's on, see, same little fitting. So I don't know. I'm thinking maybe you're just supposed to cut it and put it in there. So if I were you, if you're doing this repair, I call a shop and make sure. I mean, but it's not gonna hurt nothing. I mean, because even if I pulled it out, I still had to stick it back in there. So, you know, whatever. I think it'll be all right. I'll let you know how it worked when I'm finished. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and oh yeah, also need 10 millimeters. I use this and little ratchet, 10 millimeters. Put one on the back to kind of hold it in place because the whole thing was the whole bolt was turning. So I put one 10 millimeter on the back and one on the front to unloosen it and take it off. That made it a lot easier. So give me a second, I'm gonna put it back on and try to get it hooked up and see how it goes, and I'll get back with you. Just hold tight. Okay, quick update. So what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually mount this on first. So the little nut goes in the front. So it goes, I need a cameraman. So basically that's what it'll look like. So from here, just a matter of putting the screw on. So once I get this mounted on this little bracket, the bracket will in turn mount to the frame. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this mounted on there and get everything going. I'll be right back. Another quick update for this. Actually, see this little, get the focus thing right here. It actually pops a loose. Hold on. Thought I was gonna be the Hulk and pop it loose with one finger. Couldn't. Right there. That does that. We'll go ahead and do both sides. And that basically makes it easier to slide it on the little balls or whatever. So, all right, finish up. Oh yeah, I got this on so far. Like I said, I was gonna do. I mounted the sensor, the valve on the little bracket first. So that screw and that screw. Then I came back and mounted the bracket on here, onto the frame. With these, I had to use both 10 millimeters because they were kind of spinning down here. I only need to use one. So, all right, be back. All right, get everything hooked back up. Got that going. I actually, my watch out for this. One of my little clips on this little rod right here broke off. So I went full MacGyver for now. And got this on it. I mean, it's still held on there on its own. Pretty good. I didn't really have to put the tape on there, but I just slapped it on there for now. I'm gonna order one of these. It's so simple. It's really just as simple as evacuating your air out of your tanks, and you know, make sure shutting your truck off and evacuating your air out of your tanks, and coming just popping this off and just putting another little rod on. There's nothing. So, oh yeah, also before you do anything, you wanna clear your air tanks, and you can either, you know, press your brakes till most of the air is gone, or I just went and actually drained the tanks itself, you know, because this is a live airline, so there's air shooting to that. So basically how this works, you just shoot it in there and it just grabs it. It connects. So it's in there pretty firm. It's not going nowhere. So, all right, I'm gonna crank it up, build my air pressure, and see how I go. Be right back. Voila, got it. Built my air pressure up, and as you can see, that valve is sitting straight across. It's level. At first, before my air pressure built, it was down here. Once I built my air pressure up and I got enough air in my system, it raised the bags to where it was supposed to be and leveled them out. You can see right there, I gotta get some shocks put on. See how that shock's leaking? So I gotta do that next, get some cab shocks put on right there. When it started leaking, that's how you know it's pretty much time for some new shocks. That's even with your suspension, on your suspension shocks front and the back. So yeah, that's that. I used a two 10mm pieces right here. I like using the screwdriver. It's like for like small, tight corner stuff like this. It just makes it easier. So yeah, that's that. That's what you gotta do to put on a cab leveling valve on a Volvo or V&L 670, 760, you know, whatever you may have. I'm pretty sure they're all the same. So yeah, that's that. Don't forget, before you do anything, you want to come. Once you get the truck shut off, you want to come down here and you want to open up your air tanks and drain your air out, okay? Or you want to bleed it off through your brakes. Then you want to start working. That's a live air line, that green one. So you don't want to go cutting on it or messing with it or whatever. You got pressure in your system still. So yeah, that's it, y'all. I'll be coming at y'all another video on something interesting sooner rather than later.